Hi, my name is Diego, and today I'm going to be talking about the topic of scientific evolution and evolution in the Bible. I chose this topic because this was something that was very interesting to me. I thought it was pretty cool how we could come from at least what is known as simple minded people to where we are now. That's something I've always been fascinated in. Uh, Even to this day, I look up things like that. Like, I know some people find that weird, but it's like I think it's interesting to see where we came from to where we are now. For starters, at least in some cases, scientifically, people say we came from monkeys. I think that's kind of crazy to me in a way because who would have thought humans, where we are, like, as we are now, came from monkeys, like animals. I thought that's something that is very interesting because monkeys, like, they're just animals. Like, we know that they're one of the smartest animals out there, but to think that everybody were monkeys, like we all came from an animal basically. Like, we evolved from being just a simple-minded monkey to where we are now. And I think it was Darwin's study of evolution. That's like with the birds, saying how each bird was different in their DNA. Like, it just shows that we had to evolve some way in order to, you know, like evolve. Because if we were all the same, there would kind of be no way of evolving, which kind of contradicts the monkey thing. However, in science, you're also taught that there's quote unquote mutations that could cause differences in humans, and I believe coming from monkeys to where, like, in order to cause it to where we are now, I believe you need some sort of mutation to in order to evolve. Because if there was no, like, mutation, we would all still be monkeys to this day. I think that a mutation that we might have had was probably in our brains, I would say, in order to make us smarter. Uh, and also the mutation of having a, I don't want to say a thumb because monkeys have thumbs also, but like more common sense also. Um, for the birds, like I said, you need something in the genes to be all different, which, as you can tell today, there are different genes in everybody. Like, we all don't look the same. And then, everybody's different. Everybody has their own personality. Also known as, like, like how monkeys and birds are. They're not the same species. Well, they're the same species. They're both classified as animals. But I'm not sure if you saw, but obviously y'all guys didn't. But it's a quote that I'm doing with the hand. It's like quote unquote animals, because yes, they're considered animals, but we were also considered animals at one point. That's why nowadays when we're talking about like mammals, amphibians, and all that, fish, like we're considered mammals. Like, we're still part of the animal group because we are believed to be considered like the evolution of monkeys. I'm not saying that the monkeys you see at the zoo or anything are humans, because I mean, obviously we look different, we act different, like we're more evolved. But it's crazy to think that we came from that in a way. But also in the Bible, there's a different perspective on that. Uh, that could be shown kind of in the story of Adam and Eve. They were kind of, I don't want to say simple-minded as well, or naive, but we didn't really know anything according to the Bible. We were just known that we are man or woman, and that's it. We're supposed to live in peace and happiness. But Adam and Eve ate from the tree, and that gave us knowledge, which in a way kind of made us evolve. Um, And then they started reproducing, repopulating, and then it led to them having a kid and everything. Their kid had a kid. Uh, Basically, I guess we evolved from Adam and Eve because technically, according to the Bible, we are what I don't want to say what the like Adam and Eve was our ancestors in a way because we evolved from them, and not free will, the knowledge is what made us evolve because we started learning more and more as we grew as people, and we wouldn't be where we are now if it wasn't for Adam and Eve. So another thing that caused evolution is, I guess, mistakes, because we learn from our mistakes. We learn that doing certain things cause bad things and doing certain things cause good things, which helps us learn and evolve. Those things, like the Bible, what they teach and what we learn in science, kind of go, I don't want to say hand in hand, but they kind of contradict each other. Just because, one thing is teaching us that we came from monkeys, and then another thing is teaching us that we were automatically human. Like, we were man. There was no animals because God created animals and humans. But in science, we're taught that we came from monkeys. Sorry about that. I think those things are interesting because you could be an atheist and believe in the scientific way. You could also be Christian and believe in the scientific way. And then you could be Christian who believes in the Bible way and how we're taught. But either way, there's no right or wrong. It's kind of one of those things where it's what you believe in. I personally believe that, although I'm Christian, I believe that we came from monkeys. It's just one of those things that I was taught all my life. Just because I wasn't always taught the Christian way, the Catholic way, anything like that. I was just taught, that we came from monkeys and everything. And that kind of interests me because, like I said in the beginning of the podcast, coming from monkeys is kind of a huge deal because one is animals and the other is like evolved humans. Like, I don't think there's ever gonna be a time where you would see a monkey driving a car, and I don't think you could ever see a monkey like order food or anything at a restaurant. Like, they haven't evolved to where they can use speech. Whereas us humans, we could use speech to actually communicate with each other rather than just making noises. And, it's just something that is crazy to think about. Like, I don't know how many times I'm going to say this, but, like, just think, like, we came from monkeys in a way, if you're an atheist, or if you believe in what they say in the Bible. We came from God as humans in a perfect image of God. I'm not saying if we came from monkeys, we're not what God pictured, because, at the end of the day, it is what God pictured, no matter what you believe in. Like, if you don't believe in God, we came from monkeys, if that's what you believe in. If you believe that we're humans automatically right off the bat, in a way, you kind of believe in what they say in the Bible. Because if you think we came from, like, just straight up from humans, that's kind of how God made us. Like, He made us in His, like, likeness and image. And, I guess I know I said I believe in what they said, the scientific way, but I believe a little bit of both. Like, I believe we came in the likeness and image of God. Because, God is the creator of all things. Since I'm a Catholic, I believe in something like that. But at the same time, scientifically, it kind of makes sense how we came from monkeys because, like I said, mutations, and it kind of teaches us to evolve. And then things like the Ice Age and all that kind of causes, like, people to evolve because, you learn from all that stuff. Whereas also Noah's Ark, something like that could also cause people to evolve because it teaches them how to deal with a flood that big. And that happens to this day. Like, Harvey taught us how to evolve as humans, to know how to handle different things like floods and any kind of natural disaster, like all that is teaching us to this day. And then we read in history how to deal with things, like for example, like we know how to not cause another Holocaust or how to cause another like Pearl Harbor and all that. Like we're still learning to this day, and I think something like that is good to know, just because you're always learning something new every day. But yeah, that's kind of where I stand in the evolution thing. I kind of want to hear what y'all guys think about this topic. So if there's a comment section on this video, please comment if you're listening to this, or if you're my professor. I kind of want to see what you think about this, because like I said, I find this interesting. I hope y'all guys do too. Sorry this podcast was kind of all over the place. I just kind of want to get all my points across. And yeah, just let me know what y'all guys think.